Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and what I have here today is one of the most exciting cars of this year's Manila International Auto Show. This is the 2025 Hyundai Elantra. Again, I'd like to thank everyone here at Hyundai Motor Philippines here in the Mia's booth, and to Miss Grace of Hyundai Santa Rosa for making this review possible. And what can I say about this vehicle? So let's start off with this base model. So up at front, it's less aggressive compared with the N and N line models. This one's just a little bit cleaner, and you have the same looks too, like with that of the hybrid van. So you have a mix of LED and halogen lights, which is a nice thing for a base model. On the side profile, it's as sleek as ever, like with every other sedan. And this being the base model, these are running on 15-inch wheels. But if you go for the higher models like the N-line and N models, they are running on 18s. And at the rear, again, one of the best looking sedans I've encountered, halogen taillights. And it's not the full functioning LED light bar like that of the higher models. Now, powering this is a 1.6-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that produces 128 horsepower and 155 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So it's very interesting that you have a lot of variety of transmissions. For the HEV variants, for weird reason, they are running on a 6-speed dual clutch transmission like with the N-line and N models. So if you only want the an Elantra with a manual transmission, you only can get it through the N model, which is a good thing. Despite though with its sloping roof design and all that, you still have a decent amount of boot space at 402 liters. And now here in the interior, it's not as bare as you think, because yes, there's a lot of plastics here and there, but it's still nice to the touch. You have a polyurethane steering wheel and a complete set of buttons for your phone connectivity buttons and more here, like for your cruise control for a base model. You have an instrument cluster that is very similar like that of the Hyundai Stargazer, with a digital instrument panel right in the middle, and you have a very small 7-inch infotainment system, but still you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along to with a reverse camera that is pretty clear and with dynamic guidelines. How about that? Here in the door card, yeah, you can see everything is plastic, but it's hilarious that they still kept these plastic stitching all around it. But hey, everything still works. One button here on the left side for your electronic stability control. Here in the middle, you still have an engine start stop button, climate control functions, and further down you get one of each Type A, Type C USB port, a 12-volt socket, and a pad just here. I think you only can avail the regular charging pad only with the higher models. And here in the center console, you get a regular shifter and one button here for your reverse camera, 2 cup holders, and a manual handbrake. Oh, it's not the usual electronic ones. Center console box, you get a decent amount of space here. And this is where you can see this is the base model. You get fabric seats, but the design is still almost the same like that what you get with the higher models. And same goes to for the rear seats. You don't have the extra air conditioning vents, but you still have 2 Type-C USB ports. Watch this. You have tilt-in telescopic. I'm lost for words. It's actually amazing. And we have a special guest for today.
Do it again.
What? Why you do that? Why?
Magic.
Why? And first impressions of the line with this Elantra. Now, this being the regular 6-speed automatic transmission, I am very familiar with this type of transmission, having driven with the Santa Fe and Tucson hybrids. Take note of that. And with the regular Tucson non-hybrid gasoline Avant beforehand. So, off the line, it's very smooth, and there are no driving modes that I can see. It's just literally just on the gear shift, just a D and a regular sport mode. So here, D mode, and then floor it. Okay, that's pretty decent performance. Yes, 128 horsepower may not sound much, but in a compact sedan, yeah, expect a lot of fun with this. And you can see the steering feel is really light. It's almost numb, but if this is going to be your first car, and most likely it will be, yeah, this is going to be very, very easy to drive. And here now, let us try manual mode, second gear. Oh, okay. It's not the fastest shifting transmission in the world, but it gets the job done. I don't know what else to say with this Hyundai Elantra. And I would like to commend little Hyundai overall for bringing sedans, because in a sea of SUV crossovers and all that, they decided to bring this Elantra sedan, and I would say they're keeping these things alive, and I really appreciate them for making this vehicle come to our shores. Of course, we got good dibs first with the N model, but this base model speaks a lot of volumes because at 1,065,000 pesos, this is a little near complete vehicle. And let's try a little bit of an acceleration test. So manual mode, first gear, and then so despite to being in manual mode, it will automatically upshift. And I really wish there could be a lend out of this, or if we can drive this at the autofocus test drive festival, I would love to drive this on the autocross section, because I can tell, despite the light steering and all that, I can tell this is going to be a very, very fun car to drive. And the ride here at 50-60 kilometers per hour, it's really good. And NVH test, there's a loud truck that passed by, as you saw. Yeah, it's a very solid car, even though this is just the base model. And here the rocky route of this test route. Oh wow, that's really... So if you can feel a little bit of stiffness with the suspension, but the rebound of it is still pretty good, to the point it's just as good with every other sedan that I've driven. But you get this amount of power. I see no better vehicle, to be honest. Although it will come at a cost, but I know this is not a fair assessment since we're just driving here around at the World Trade Center test drive. It just says here in the tip computer, 6.4 kilometers per liter. I know it can do better since this is an NA engine. Pretty peppy once you go on the highway. And one more time. Whee! Right, and if you go up to high speed too, despite to being on 15-inch wheels and beefier tires, eco tires too, rather, yeah, does the job really well, and not much tire noise going into the cabin. Yes, you can hear, but it's not as uncomfortable as might one think. Now, we're done here with this Elantra base model. Again, too, I'd like to thank Miss Mary Grace of Hyundai Santa Rosa for making this test drive review possible. And now, let's check out what Hyundai Motor Philippines has brought here to the Philippines. We have here the mid-spec hybrid variant. Primarily, this looks exactly identical to the standard model, but this one is now powered by the same 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine, but this one now is mated to a hybrid transmission along with a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. And once you upgrade your unit from the standard all the way here to this GLS hybrid model, you can see now a lot more upgrades with all the fabric. Yeah, there's some plastics here and there, but upgraded leather seats now with a little bit of more bolstering. Surprisingly, almost similar but not as aggressive as the Elantra N model. Even though this is the hybrid model with the 6-speed dual clutch transmission, I expected paddle shifters, but hey, at least there's a manual mode here. And the rear seats for all of the Elantra models, including the N, it's pretty good. This is not even my driving position yet, but it's still very good nevertheless. Headroom is so-so, but again, it's a sedan, not a crossover. And if you sit here in the middle, okay, just as good. You have a tall and wide transmission tunnel, but it's not in the way that much. You get air conditioning vents and 2 Type-C USB ports. And if you go here in the middle, you have a central armrest with 2 cup holders. And finally, the sweet spot of the Elantra lineup, we have here the Elantra N-Line variant. And you can see this is like what BMW or Audi say as the A, S, and RS models. And this one is a very special engine too, because you have an operated power now of 204 horsepower. And it's not as powerful as the Elantra N model, but 200 plus horsepower already in a sedan. This is going to be a very cool car to drive. Now being this N-Line model, you can see there's a lot of cues that what you carry with the higher end model. And here for the rear, you can see it is exactly the same like what you get with the Elantra N model. And the boot space is the same throughout the entire lineup. And this being the middle variant, you get a full functioning LED light bar. And the interior wise, a little bit more similar now like what you get with the N model. A lot of red stitchings and more cues here like on the gear selector itself. It's pretty hilarious that even the lower variants have this grab handle, the AKO handle. And finally, the paddle shifters. You have N model seats too, nice Alcantara effect. And now for the cost of all of this one stands at around 1,700,000 pesos. With all of the Elantra models, including the N, these are probably the best bang for the buck sedans that I've encountered so far. And hopefully we can drive this N-line model and the pure N model. Again, I'd like to thank everyone here at Hyundai Motor Philippines, here at the Manila International Auto Show, and to Miss Mary Grace of Hyundai Santa Rosa for making this test drive review possible and for making me feature to the rest of the Elantra models. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more Hyundai reviews coming right up. Bye-bye.